We're the only city-owned mortuary in the nation, actually, which makes us pretty special. Most cemeteries don't have many trees, if you notice, and that's because they want to maximize the land and the sale of the plots. We have many trees, as you see, many trees, and that's what makes it so different than other cemeteries. I'm geared for really celebrating the life of the person that you've lost, not sales, you know. I really am excited about our green burial movement. It's very new, no embalming, just a wooden casket or a shroud, which is fabric that you're wrapped in and right into the ground. And the idea is your body provides nutrients for the plant life around you. I heard about it at a conference I attended, and when I first mentioned it, maybe 3 years ago, my boss kind of laughed, like, what is that? Because it's so new, you know. We are a sustainable city, and I really feel that other cemeteries are going to follow suit. There's some families that come here that I see almost daily. And I know that they're grieving, and the way for them to deal with their grieving is to come and to visit. And they sit and they bring their lawn chairs and sometimes their lunch. You can just see the deep roots and the deep loss, you know, and how it's healing for them to come here. Families tell us all the time that it was so much easier, easier to bear the loss because they didn't feel like they were handled in a corporate manner. They felt more like family. We don't push anything here. Whatever you want is what you'll get. We had one woman who came, and her mother was an artist, and she's an artist too, so she wanted to do something really special. So we talked for a while, and we came up with the idea of her actually painting a painting on her mother's casket. I let her set up in the maintenance shop, and she painted a painting, "I love you, Mom," and it was beautiful. And there's another woman whose husband actually was the creator of the digital photo frame, and she comes, and she was so pleased with the way we helped her through her husband's whole service. She brought us this huge home-cooked lunch that I would have fed about 50 people, you know. We'd like to become more involved and have people come here and not be afraid that it's a cemetery, you know, feel the peaceful environment, because it's not scary. It's very peaceful here. We have students come and study from the college. We have an art class that comes and does painting here every once in a while. And we have bird watchers that come all the time. We also have Edison Elementary School. The kids come once a year and they learn about the history of Santa Monica. They tour where the land grant families are buried, and they see the dates on dating back to the 1800s, and their eyes just like, wow. Some people just drive by and they don't even know we're here. They've lived here all their lives. They're like, oh, I never knew what was behind those hedges. And then when they come in, they're like, wow, this is really special, really calm, serene. So I think moving forward, I'd like to make it more of a venue for community events, especially educational and cultural.
It's like 26 acres in the middle of the city, and it is really beautiful here. We don't have any other space like this in the middle of the city, and it's a pretty special place. So I think there has to be a question of how can we use this and open it up to the public, but also be respectful. My job is really about creating events for the community, accessible, free, high quality events that expose people to a range of arts experiences. These events just provide a safe and creative space for people to interact, to connect. Sometimes you're rubbing shoulders with somebody you've never met. We have people from all walks of life, all different ages, all different ethnicities that are coming together. It's a great time to interact with people that you might not normally, and we do that in a variety of ways. The very first thing is honoring the ancestors, paving the way and saying this is the intention of the day, this is really what it's about, and we've always tried to stay really true to that it's about celebrating life and death and honoring ancestors. There are people that come here specifically and they set up on their loved one's gravesite, and they have giant pictures and posters, they have their favorite foods and drinks, and they are like talking and celebrating and remembering that person, which is really amazing. And then there are some people I think who are interested in it or know a little bit about it, or maybe they have done a little bit, and then there are people who don't at all, who are just like, you know, I love the face painting or I love like calaveras. People come at it, have different entrance points, but we want to make sure that there are educational elements, that people are really understanding what this is about. It is fun, but it's also this really amazing expression and relationship with death that a lot of us don't have. They're kind of making fun of it a little bit. They're kind of like poking it, but there's also this amazing respect and awe. We should all be so lucky to have that relationship. Like, we're not all going to be here all the time, and like all these people were once living and they're not anymore. Inside the mausoleum, we had the workshop where you make the coronita or the offering, and people are very intentional and mindful. People are really thinking about whoever it is they're making for as they're wrapping their flowers and, you know, hanging things on it. The calaveras, the skulls, even though that's something that's not necessarily an offering, but people were really spending a lot of time. You're at a table with a bunch of other people, so to have that space where people are creating and connecting, or it's a very personal moment. Not everybody creates in their day-to-day life. So to all of a sudden be having that experience with yourself and other people, and to be able to walk away with something that you made, every time you see that, it's going to, you know, resonate with you in that day. Creating events is creating a space for that to happen, where people feel safe or comfortable, or where you can have time to actually sit down. This whole memory of death and music and people, a communal experience of creating.
We're not segregated, we're open to all, and we're all mixed up. We're just a big melting pot, you know? That makes it special too. People will call and say, do you have a whatever section? I'm like, no. Everybody's welcome and everybody's all over the place. It just depends if you want to be under a tree or in the sun or where you want to be. So, yeah.